Hello, Coastline Church, small groups, we're back. The small group semester has started. My name is Reinhart Blignot, and I am the Young Adult Next Steps Coordinator. And it is so good to be with you here again. It's been a while. We're wrapping up our series called Walk in the Light, and then we're going to head into Easter. But today, we're going to talk about community discernment in the passage we're looking at is 1 John 4. Pastor Alistair preached on this. I'll just read the first couple verses. It says, "Dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. And this is how you can recognize the Spirit of God. Every spirit that acknowledges that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God." And then there's a whole lot more there that we could talk about, but it continues to emphasize the beauty of reaching for truth as a community, for reaching for understanding who Jesus is as a community. And as a church family, we want to be those that search after Jesus, that search after truth, because Jesus, he did say, "I am the way, and I am the truth, and I am the life." And so we want to be those that have curious minds, that want to talk together. This is the point of small group, that we get to be together and search after the things of God, to search after God himself. And it's not something that we do individually. It's not something we do alone. And when it comes to our faith, there's a great opportunity, a great invitation for us to examine our faith and our different beliefs in our doctrine, but we don't want to do it in isolation. We don't want to do it on our own, deconstructing everything by ourselves. We want to do it with like-minded believers who care for us, who love us. And as you're looking around your small group, these are the people that care for you about your journey and want to help you in that process. And that's the beauty of what we get to do here at Coastline. And we do it through loving conversation with one another. Not so that we can win an argument, not so we can puff ourselves up as, oh, now I know what doctrine is, I know what I believe, but we do it so we can love well, so we can love God, we can love one another. And I love what Paul writes in 1 Thessalonians 5, 19 to 22. He said, "Do not quench the spirit, and do not treat prophecies with contempt, but test them all. Hold to what is good and reject every kind of evil." And in the Christian journey, we have this responsibility to examine our faith, our beliefs, to hold on to that which is true, that which is good, that which is noble and right, but also to reject those things that are deceiving, those things that are not from God. We have to look with open eyes at our faith and what we are believing, because we are the light of Christ to a watching world. We are those that shine Jesus to those around us, that we are the salt and the light of the earth. And people are looking to us to know what God is like, to know who he is. And so that is one of the reasons why we search after truth, why we search after Jesus, so that we can shine his light and his love to people, not just in our words, but in our actions also. But as Paul talked about in 1 Thessalonians, remember, don't do this with contempt. We don't want to look at everything as it's either black and white, it's either right or wrong, but we're called to have hospitality with one another, to invite different opinions and different ideas, and to dialogue with them, to wrestle through these different things together. We come open-handed to learn and to see what is the truth. We learn to test the Spirit so that we can be better lovers of people. And I remember being in middle school, and during that time, I was taking a science class, and our teacher had us do this science project called the egg drop. And so essentially all we were given was, we're going to drop an egg from really, really high up, and you have to create something that's going to protect that egg from dropping and cracking and breaking everywhere on the floor. And so we were split into teams, And so many different ideas are being thrown around how we can protect this egg. Some people had some glue and some straws that they were wrapping this egg. People were creating entire balls that would be around it. I believe my team, we made a trampoline that would try to catch the egg and maybe protect it in the bouncing, other things to break its fall. And it was so beautiful because the idea was that we want to protect this thing that's in the middle. And so many different people had different ways of going about it, different ways of seeing how we can protect it. But together, we were able to do something much greater than what we could have done on our own. If it was just up to me, I do not think that the egg would have survived. But it was amazing to be able to do it with other people who can see your blind spots, or hey, maybe this isn't gonna quite work, but this is how we can protect this faith in our own lives. This is how we can go and protect in the fear of the Lord what God is doing in our journey of growing with Jesus, of walking closer in fellowship with Him. We want to grow in knowledge and in love and in the fear of the Lord. And when we test our faith in community, we're able to create a more sturdy foundation that can last through the wind and the waves. That the truth, it's not just an intellectual idea that we might have, but it's this beautiful reality that we can find and that we're structuring together with other people, that we can put these truths into practice. And one of the ways that we test the truth is by practicing it. We know trees by their fruit, and we're not meant to be hearers of the word only, but doers also. And Jesus, when he talks in the Sermon on the Mount about his words, he says, whoever builds his life upon my words, even though the wind might come, even though the waves and the rain, the floods would come, his house will be built on the rock of my words. And we want our lives as Christians to be protected, but also to have a sturdy foundation as well. And Jesus, he invites us into that lifestyle of having a sure foundation. And yeah, we are invited into this opportunity to look at the things of our faith, that maybe there's some things that I know are for sure unshakable, but maybe there's some other things that are not quite as sure yet. And I want to test them. I want to try them with my community. I want to learn what is shakable so that I can have a sturdy foundation that endures for years to come. And so that I can grow in loving community with those around me as well. And so I want to encourage you to ask yourselves within your small group, how can we do this practically? How can we test our faith with one another in love? What are the processes that we have in our community that help us to do that? Maybe the idea of testing your faith is scary to you. Why is that? And how can we do it in a safe environment? How can we do it in a way that is loving and caring for your soul and for your spirit as well? And I love what Pastor Alistair likes to say often, that we have things that are written in blood, things that are written in pencil, and things that are written in pen. So what are those things that are the written in blood? They're really important. They are the foundation of your faith to you. What are the things that are written in pen that you have a really strong conviction about this, but maybe through conversations with your small group, you could be persuaded to another idea about that, another view? And what are the things that are written in pencil? The things that can easily be swayed one way or the other, that we need to come and see, what does the Bible have to say about this topic or about this idea? So have an awesome discussion in your small groups. We love you. Bless you. Have a great week.